Welcome and thanks for joining us for the Forum for Innovations in Teaching, FIT. This is an absolutely amazing event that is kept occasionally to enlighten and to highlight our teachers and our students who have been doing tremendous work in and around our island. This is day one, session 2 of this week proceedings. If you catch us this morning, you have experienced an absolutely amazing ceremony that was kept for the opening of this auspicious event. FIT is geared to enlightening the world of how creative Jamaicans are, how creative our students are. And so therefore I take pleasure in being the moderator for this awesome event. My name is Dawiti Jeffrey and I'll be leading you throughout these proceedings. But the educational sector has been facing quite a challenge due to COVID-19, but it has not stopped our awesome creation of teachers and students to help to highlight and to enhance the teaching learning experience in our island and even around the world. So FIT is aimed at reviewing the innovations and achievements of the teaching learning experience, create a platform so we can exchange our ideas and our creations to not only benefit our country, but our nation at large. FIT has now given us that first-hand experience and knowledge on the transformation of education system. You cannot afford to miss this week of activities. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We will be featuring 4 focus schools today. Brownstown Infant, Danny Williams School for the Deaf, Marcus Garvey Technical High School and CMU, Center for Digital Innovation. So alright, let's start at the very beginning with Brownstown Infant School. So here with me today is Mrs. Paula Bender from Brownstown Infant School. Welcome, Mrs. Paula Bender.
Thank you.
So, FIT Forum, tell me some more about your school.
Well, the Brownstown Infant School is over 110 years old, and it is one of the largest schools, actually the largest school in St. Anne's. It has been in existence, and because of the length of time, you find that a number of persons overall in Brownstown and surrounding communities attended the Brownstown Infant School. Currently, we have 12 teachers on staff, including a guidance counselor and a vice principal.
Okay, so Brownstown, what makes Brownstown an interesting school that my 4-year, 5-year-old should come to that institution?
Brownstown Infant School is the school of choice. We have educators there that caters to the need of the early childhood student. It is an infant school that we believe that we are the prep schools of government schools. You would want to come there because our activities are diverse and our teachers entertain, you have to say entertain the students. And you will see on some of our videos how our teachers teach even online.
Wonderful. So COVID-19 is up on us. How are your teachers coping and how do you plan to move forward in an innovative way for the teaching and learning process?
Well, our teachers, they are coping, although stressed, but sometimes stress brings out the best in us. Things that we never knew we could do. My teachers, when we were told that we would have to go online in March, they jumped to the occasion. They moved fast. By Monday morning, my teachers were online on the WhatsApp with the students and they were going at it. They have rallied together, they have helped each other, and they have done things that I know they didn't know that they could do. We end up being one of the best doing online class at that time because of how they came together and helped each other.
Wonderful. Well, that's absolutely amazing. Well, let's take a look at the video. Brownstown Infant School.
Good morning, boys and girls. How are you this morning? Me? I'm fine, thank you. All right, today I want you to come with me to take a look on the farm. We're going to look on all the farm animals. And if you know any more animals, you can tell me all about them. Okay, let's go. Oh, who is this one right here? It is a cow. It is a cow. And the cow says, moo. The cow says, moo. Let's go. Oh, who is this one here? That's a nice little duck. It's a nice little duck. And the duck says, quack, 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 quack. Ooh, who do we have here? It's a little cat. And guess what? It looks just like me. Yippee! Let's go. Who is this one? This is the donkey. This one is the donkey. And the donkey says, "Eon, eon." Wow, who can tell me what the donkey does? Oh, well, later we will find out. And who is this one? This is the goat. And the goat says, meh, meh. All right, come with me. Let's go. Who do we have here? This is the pig. This is a pig. And the pig says, oink, oink. Who do we have here? It's the horse. It is a horse. And the horse says, neigh, neigh. Good morning, boys and girls. I have a little song for you to dance to this morning. Let's go now. All him Joe, all him Joe, all him Joe, and I let him go. All him Joe, all him Joe, all him Joe, and I let him go. The donkey carry people, all him Joe. The donkey carry big load, all him Joe. All him Joe, all him Joe, all him Joe, and I let him go. All him Joe, all him Joe, all him Joe, and I let him go. The donkey carry people, all him Joe. The donkey carry big load, all him Joe. Hi, my boys and girls. Today we're talking about farm animals. These are animals that live on the farm. The names of some of these animals begin with these letters. Let's do our letter jingle. Letter G with a G, G, G. Letter G. What do you see? I see letter P looking at me. Letter P with a P, P, P. Letter P. What do you see? I see letter R looking at me. Letter R with a R, R, R. Letter R. What do you see? I see letter L looking at me. Letter L with a L, L, L. Letter L with a L, L, L. Letter L. What do you see? I see letter H looking at me. Letter H with a letter H with a letter H. What do you see? I see letter D looking at me. Letter D with a D, D, D. Letter D with a D, D, D. Letter D. What do you see? I see letter T looking at me. Letter T with a T, T, T. Letter T with a T, T, T. Great job. All right, let's look at some of these animals now. We looked at the letters. This is a what? This is a horse. Let's look at this one. Now this one is a pig. This one is a pig with a P, P, P. Now let's look at this one. This one is a rabbit. This one is a rabbit with a R. All right, let's look at this one. This one is a goat. That's right. This one is a goat with a G, G, G. Let's look at another one. This one is a donkey. This one is a donkey with a D, D, D. All right, we have one more to go. This one is a little cat. This one is a little cat with a K, K, K. Great job. Good morning, boys and girls. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're all doing well and happy to see me, because I am happy to see you. Today we'll be talking about a numeral. Come with me. Let's go. Open them. Close them. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Very good. We'll be talking about the numeral 7. Now let's look at how it is done. Straight line across and a slant line down. Now let's say it. Across the sky and down from heaven, down from heaven, down from heaven, across the sky and down from heaven, and that is the numeral 7. Now let's count some. What are these? These are called animals. Let's count some animals. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Put them together now. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 animals. Let's count the ones at the bottom now. 1, 2, 3. Halfway around, halfway again. Look all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go now. 4 and 3 make 7, I know. 7, I know. 7, I know. 4 and 3 make 7, I know. I know. 7. 4 and 3 make 7, I know. 7, I know. 7, I know. 4 and 3 make 7, I know. I know 7. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 animals. Hi, my little ones. Guess who is here with me today? Look, here he goes. Hey, it's Timmy Tiger. Good morning. Say good morning to Timmy Tiger. And kids, we're going on an adventure. Let's go. Let's come with me. Hey, what do I see here? It's the numeral. Say it with me. It's the numeral 6. It's the numeral 6. Wow, here's another one. This is the numeral 4. Wow, who can tell me the name of this one? Let's go. Tam-ta-da. It's the numeral 7. What is the name of this one? It's numeral 1. Let's go. This is numeral 7. This is numeral 5. Hi, Timmy. Timmy's looking. This is the numeral 3. And this is the numeral 2. Now, Timmy wants you to spot all the numerals 7. Now, let's go. Is this it? Is it this one? Is it this one? Or this one? Yeah, you got it right. It is this one. This is the numeral 7. Is there any more? Oh, Timmy, do you see any more? Oh, yes. Is this it? Timmy says no. Let's go again. Is it this one? Is it this one, Timmy? No. Timmy says to go. Look again. Look. Oh, it's this one. Give yourselves a big clap. Good job. Say bye to Timmy. Bye. See you later.
Wonderful video, by the way, Mrs. Bender. really informative, really innovative. So I remember this particular aspect where the puppet.
Yes.
Tell me how has the children received that type of creativity? How is it going?
They loved it. That particular teacher, she really caters to the children. She really thinks about how they would respond, and they love the idea that she could use a puppet to talk to them. The farm animals it was about, and they really they responded well, and they spoke about it, and they wanted more of the lessons with the puppets.
Wonderful. So I saw her with her creative move, dancing.
Oh,
I think that was a long time girl or something like
yes.
that. So it was very interactive.
Yes.
Moving forward, COVID-19, how are you going to move forward?
We are moving forward with Google Classroom and WhatsApp, because we find not only that, we have parents who, other than being able to log on online, we have parents who can't log in online. They have to be the ones that we have to disseminate the papers to, and so on. And so what our teachers are committed to doing is calling these parents, talking them through the lessons, and just helping them along. For the Google Classroom, we're getting that going good. They are being videoed, and the parents can now go back. If they miss it, they're not at home during the day when the class is being held, they can go back and show the students what they're supposed to, children what they're supposed to do, and then they can send in the lessons. We take in the lessons, we have a Dropbox, so they can carry in the written activity or the drawings or whatever, and then the parents will have, the teachers, will have them marked, and then give them back out to the parents on another day. So we are trying our best to cater to all different stratas. We have teachers who are willing and able to get the job done.
Thank you very much, Ms. Brenda. So that you have things into perspective and are ready to go. Well, that was Brownstown Infant School. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being in this space. All the best.
Thank you for having me.
Let's look at some videos from schools across the island.
The reality is that we're now in a time and age where things have drastically changed. So what are we going to do about it? Let's promote GHA. Let's get with the flow. Hang in there, as the best is yet to come. Our Get With The Flow initiative promotes what we call the new normal, where we incorporate and involve a blended approach. So that simply means that you're getting the best of both worlds. Gone are the days when we stay in the regular Jamaican classroom to facilitate our lessons. Now children learn things virtually. With virtual learning, what we realize is that in order to ensure that it is effective, we have to utilize different platforms that can bring across the lesson to our students. When I talk about different platforms, we're talking about Zoom, we're talking about the lovely Class Dojo, and we're also endorsing Google Classroom. Now, all of these platforms are used to ensure that we have face-to-face interaction with our students, as well as to improve the communication with our parents. This will ultimately expand our knowledge, not only as students, but also as parents and facilitators in the education system. With all that said and done, let's hang in there. I know that you all got this. Let's get out of our comfort zone, as the best is yet to come. This really is only the beginning. This is our introduction to what we call the new normal. Amidst all the bad, good things have actually happened. We have been forced to become more creative. We have also developed new skills. We have also become our own teachers. And ultimately, we can agree that this eventually will make things better for our future generation.
No longer will we just have learners. Instead, we are promoting, we are endorsing critical critical thinkers.
So we can say that yes, change is hard to embrace, but with time, things will get better with the different approaches utilizing the different platforms in our 21st century classroom.
Coming from the Independent City Primary School family, the school of choice.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Greater Portmore Primary School, the school of choice where we strive for excellence. This video will showcase an innovation for the digital age. We are living in the 21st century, and teaching and learning has to be innovative in order for my generation to be inspired and to aspire for greatness.
Good morning, class. We have been looking at the topic weather and how it affects our daily lives. Now, can I see the homework that you were given to make the weather symbols?
My name is Jada Delmore, and today I will be presenting the advantages and disadvantages of a partly cloudy day. The first advantage is children at school can enjoy the warmth of the sun. Not too hot for children inside the classroom. However, there is a disadvantage. A partly cloudy day can turn into an overcast day and there might be rain. So children can't go outside during lunch or break time. That's it for now. Goodbye.
Hello, I am Xavier Burton and I'm a student of Greater Portmore Primary School. This is an overcast sky. An overcast sky means that clouds cover all or almost all of the sky. You feel warm on a winter day. If the sun is setting and there is an overcast sky, you should expect a beautiful scenery. However, there are some negative effects of an overcast sky. It may cause low visibility and it may cause heavy rain and smoke. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tajay Williams. I am from the Greater Portmore Primary School. Now today I will be talking about one of the most important weather symbols, the sun. The sun is a very crucial element to all life on earth, but the sun has positive and negative effects. And now I will list some of the positive effects of the sun. Some of these are: the sun gives us vitamin D, it helps plants to make a sugar we know as glucose, and it also improves the sleep of humans. Now some of the negative effects are: it can cause changes in the skin, it can cause the skin to age very faster than normal, it can damage the eyes, and also the sun can result in skin cancer. Now, to prevent these effects from happening, humans should not stay in the sun for more than 10 to 15 minutes.
My name is Ashia Person, and this is my presentation of my song, basically called The Sun. Let me tell you some facts about the sun around in the earth. Every time talking down the only daytime star, you will see it burns at about 6,000 degrees. The sun lights the world so we can see, enriches the skin in vitamin D. It fuels the earth with the energy. Just listen to the words and the melody.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
As you can see, this is a typical classroom at the Greater Portmore Primary School. The students are sweating and looking quite uncomfortable. Let me check with the weather console to get a reading of the temperature for the day. As you can see on this reading, the temperature is 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 37.78 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 55%. Therefore, the heat index is 124 degrees Fahrenheit and 51 degrees Celsius. Now, this definitely contributes to the students' restlessness. Let us hear from the expert from the Meteorological Office of Jamaica, Mr. Adrian Shaw.
Good morning, my name is Adrian Shaw. I'm a meteorologist at the Meteorological Service of Jamaica. Now, the air temperature on certain days may feel higher than what it actually is. This is due to the effect of relative humidity. Now, when the relative humidity is high, you may feel hotter than what the temperature is actually recorded. When it is low, it may be the opposite. Now, when you combine temperature and relative humidity, you get what we call an heat index. When the heat index is higher than the recorded temperature, you may feel very uncomfortable. When it is close to recorded temperature, you may not feel as comfortable as when it is high.
Hello everyone. Well, so far you would have realized that at Greater Portmore Primary School we are having a challenge as it relates to the weather. Right? We live in an environment where the temperatures are constantly increasing, and as a result you would have realized that the teaching and learning environment is not so comfortable for the children. So our innovation that we have come up with at Greater Portmore Primary School is actually called a learning index. A learning index, you might be wondering what exactly that is. Basically, it is an assessment of the present situation in the class. So when you're looking at an assessment of a classroom, right, there are various factors that you're going to look at. You're going to look at the recording. What is the temperature like? You know, the children are acting up. Something is wrong. So has the temperature increased? So we're going to be also surveying that classroom. What's the size of that class? How many children are in the class, right? And also, what is the ventilation like? Are there enough fans in the room? Is there enough windows there? What exactly does that class need? So basically, this is what our innovation at Greater Portmore Primary School is, and it is called a learning index. So we do thank you for watching this video. We're sure that it was very informative and you'd have learned something from it. So to capture the main point, our innovation is a learning index. And most importantly, we're not just hoping that this will be implemented at Greater Portmore Primary School, but the other schools around who have similar learning situations can benefit also. So we're also calling on the Ministry of Health and subsequently the Ministry of Education to come on board with us so we can make this a reality. Thank you.
This is Miss Hill bringing you your weather report live from the Red Bank Primary TV. Now stay tuned as we explore some of the weather conditions we explore here in Jamaica. Action! It is such a lovely weather to enjoy such a beautiful day at the beach. But I have to protect myself in this weather. Or better yet, just have a picnic with your family at home here in this quarantine time.
To describe means to give us more information, to tell us more about a person, place, animal, or thing. Now, in doing so, we use 5 important senses. Remember what the 5 senses are.
Reading comprehension, and the title of the passage is A Healthy Lifestyle. Now, the objective that we want to achieve is correctly answer questions at the different comprehension levels. Now, the title, as I've read, A Healthy Lifestyle. Now, I'm sure you can think of ways in which you can keep your bodies healthy. We can definitely exercise, we can rest, practice a good hygiene, like showering regularly, brushing our teeth, and all of that. You could give me more examples, I'm sure. So I am going to read the passage for you. A healthy lifestyle.
Now you are going to find the words by finding the word and use your finger to draw a line. Exactly, good. See the word is crossed out over there as you find it. Find the other words now. Good. And you will continue like that until you have found all the words.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is just a quick tutorial as to how to mark your students' work online. Okay, so here I have a conversation chatted open with a parent who has sent me some work that was given in virtual class today. Now I'm going to be clicking on this one here, going to the doctor. I'm going to click back out because that's the one I want to mark. Now I'm going to be clicking on the camera icon at the bottom of my screen. This will send me to the gallery where I'll search for the picture that I want. After I've found it, I am now going to be clicking on the pencil in my top right hand corner. I'm going to see a color bar coming up. I'm going to choose red. Now I'm going to give this child a great big tick for his story going to the doctor. Now say for example the child has spelled something incorrect. You are going to click on the T that is beside the pencil. This is for text. You are going to type in the word that you want to correct. Say for example it's the word temperature. Click on the screen and you're going to do a pinching motion to manipulate the word so that you are able to resize it. I can also change the color of this by clicking on my color bar.
Today we'll be looking at the market vendor. The market vendor. Now, the market vendor plays an important role in our community. We must respect the work that the market vendor do. All right. Now, the market vendor can be a male or a female. The market vendor sells fruits, vegetables, ground provision. Now let us look at.
Good morning, grade 2. And today we will be looking at the concept division. Now who can tell me another word that means division or to divide? If you said sharing or to share, you are correct. So when we divide, we are sharing. Now Chevanique is on her way home. When she meets her 3 friends, Akeelia, Tanisha, and Sanika. She has 12 sweets in her hands. Chevanique decides to share her sweets amongst her 3 friends. She wants to share it equally so that each friend has the same amount and that no one is angry. She gives each person 1 sweet each at first, but realizes she still has many sweets left. So she gives them another each. She realizes she still has sweets left, so she decides to share all of her sweets for her friends. When she did this, each friend received the same amount of sweets. Tanisha received 4, Akeelia received 4, and Sanika received 4 as well. This can be written the following way. Chevanique had 12 sweets. She divided it or shared it up amongst her 3 friends. Each friend got 4 sweets each.
Good morning. My name is Lucan Vertus. Welcome to SCPJH News. If you are joining for the first time, that acronym means Santa Cruz Primary and Junior High News. First up in the news, COVID-19 pandemic is still with us, and the government of Jamaica, led by our Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and the Minister of Health, Christopher Tufton, are asking citizens to ensure that we follow the guidelines that are given by the Ministry of Health to keep us safe. In these COVID-19 times, we are asked that if we have nothing to do on the road, we should stay home, or in our Jamaican language, tanayayar. If you have to go out, please ensure to wear a mask. Sanitize your hands. Maintain social distancing. If you have to greet someone, ensure that you lend them the elbow or stretch out your legs, or just give the normal wave. Thank you for listening to the news cast. Now in sports. All sporting activities of the SPCJH school has been cancelled until the beginning of our new term in September 2020. All students who are members of the cricket team and football team or engage in other sporting activities, please ensure to remain fit. Stay at home, exercise, eat well, so that when you return, it will be an easy transition to any sport. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Today is career in agriculture. I didn't hear that. Career in agriculture. Alright, awesome. Do you guys know any careers in agriculture? Yes, miss. Alright, I'm going to play a game. I'm going to toss the ball to your group, and when the ball comes to your group, you're going to tell me 2 careers in agriculture. Are you ready? Yes, miss. Alright, after 2, 1, 2. Group 1. Farmer and teacher. Very good. Group 2. Agronomist and doctor. Very good. Group 3. Butcher and veterinarian. Very good. Group 4. Farm manager and teacher. Very good. Group 5. Lecturer and food chemist. Alright, very good. So we have this song on the board, and I want everyone to sing this song because you know careers in agriculture, right? Yes, miss. Are you guys ready? Yes, miss. After 2,
Those are absolutely amazing videos. Thank you very much. Let's now move to our next focus school. So we have with us this afternoon Miss Marine Simmons. Welcome.
Thank you.
Principal of Danny Williams for the Deaf. I've always wondered, even in this COVID-19 season, how are the deaf community receiving this, or are they handling the whole situation of just COVID-19 and not being able to be in that physical space? Talking about COVID-19 and the deaf community.
All right. Truth be told, is that our students are what are labeled as visual learners.
Yes.
So it's highly important for them to be in a space where the visuals are. However, having said that, we are just troopers and we believe that no child, including my children with disabilities, are to be left behind. And I have a cadre of teachers that are just awesome. So when COVID came in, we had to do what we have been doing, because most of our lessons, to have our students attentive, motivated, and staying on task, it requires every teacher to be innovative, to think outside of the box. So doing videos within our lessons, that has been a constant. So it wasn't really new. What was new was the Zooming and all of those things.
Yes.
But we have a very techie teacher who ran with it. And she called us up together in a Zoom meeting twice, back to back, daily, and said, Miss, we have to do this for our children. And we did. And we applaud her effort. Chanel Anthony is her name. And every teacher, she left no teacher behind. She held them, she didn't grab them. She walked with us through the varying platforms. And of course, everybody knows WhatsApp. So we used what was available. And where we could not reach our students, we did the printing and we dropped off even out of Prospect in St. Thomas. So work was delivered to ensure that the students did what they had to do, because I am very passionate about my students and I believe none should be disenfranchised.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, let's see what Miss Antonia did. Let's go to the video. All right, welcome back. What an absolutely amazing, breathtaking video. The level of creativity, innovation, wow.
Thank you.
What inspired? Where all of this come from? Talk to me.
Well, we have students. The population of our students are deaf. And we do have some students who we call hard of hearing. And we have a few, 5% of our student population are what we call coders. Every one of you would be aware of the infamous Antonia Aiken, who interprets on the nightly news. Well, she is a coder. So it behooves us as a body to ensure that we keep our students on task. So what we had to do, we had to go to the drawing board, we had to say what could work, and then we decide, okay, we're going to be using this platform, we're going to be ensuring that our students can manage this, and we walk through that with the guidance from our techie team. We did that. Moving forward, all the last week they were doing Flipgrid, and you know that encourage and allow them to get videos to interject the interactive things within the lessons so that the students can manipulate, can feel a sense of learning, achieving, and at the same time having absolute fun while doing so.
I can see that a great amount of work was placed into this project, and it really speaks volume of the educational sector and the passion that you have behind your job. What is the mostly used platform in this season?
Right now we're using Zoom, but our teachers have been trained in-house on the Google Suite, and we have been selected by the Ministry of Education. Miss Antonia, as this afternoon, will be involved in that as a trainer of trainers. So we'll be using the Google Suites along with Zoom, along with WhatsApp. All that is doable, and we're included in that. We have interactive PowerPoint videos that children can go in, manipulate, and all of those things. So anything that will bring learning to life, we're on it.
I love it. You're ready to go. I had a neighbor some time ago who was a part of a deaf community. So I know that this means, sorry, I'm correct?
Yes, you are.
And this might mean water.
It's the double
Oh,
hand.
is it W?
Water.
Water.
No,
Water.
that's the F hand or number 9. So this is number 9, this is F. W.
Okay. This one. Oh,
Water.
wow, wonderful.
There you
So
go.
you have to teach you something else new before we go. Teach you something else.
So it's, if you're going to say good morning,
Go again.
your dominant hand in your, so it's good,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring it up. So good morning. So that's because you and I are talking. But I want to say good morning to all of you. So I'll give it a sweet good
So
morning.
I have this Pac-Man, I have this. I've been doing this for a long time. I think you're wrong still, but well, thank you very much, Mr. Simmons, for the time
You're
it took
very
out to be
welcome.
here. It was a pleasure.
And this is the universal I love you.
Blessings.
Thank you.
We still have a lot of amazing videos from across our nation. Let's take a look.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bongbrook Infant School family. I am Shelly-Ann Murdoch, and I am your guidance counselor. A warm welcome to all students and parents, old and new. Parents, we know you value education, and besides all that is happening in the world around us, you have made the big decision to get your child the education he or she deserves. Hats off to you. It is of utmost importance that you take care of yourself because your children will need your support. To all my beautiful children, this may be new for you, but I guarantee it will be something you will enjoy. You'll see us telling stories, dancing, laughing, sending pretty pictures and videos just for you. Children, remember, while learning, have lots of fun. Role play and drawing plays a very important part of a child's life. A child may not be able to express themselves the way that we do as adults, but by drawing and role play, they do so just fine. Parents, once per week, I'll ask you just to allow the children to do a little portrait. So get your markers, your crayons, your pencils and paper, paint and paint brushes, and get ready for this exciting task. What's the plan of the guidance department? Online lessons and messages using Google Classroom, Zoom, and WhatsApp messages. 2. The guidance counselor will be contacting families via phone calls and home visits. My contact number is 834-9572. The office will be open each day, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Persons who are interested in speaking with me can make their appointment. Thank you for making it Bongbrook Infant School, and remember to stay safe.
Yeah, it's the buzz teachers. You know we have to wear a mask. COVID time.
Yo.
Keep it clean. Keep your distance. Remember to wash your hands. Sanitize. Be wise and save a life.
Well, I dare you to take precaution and adhere to the COVID plan. And I dare you to check your temperature, sanitize or wash your hands.
And I dare you to keep your distance. 6 feet is standard, you know. Well, I dare you to keep your mask on. Thanks for the effort you show.
And I dare you to be the student with the will to make it right. And I dare you to show compassion to the cause of standing in line.
Well, I dare you to think of COVID and the stress and pain you feel. Take a look at your own life, my friends, and practice safety, please.
Please stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Stay 6 feet. Stay 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Play your part. Play your part. Should I dare you to be the student with the will to make it right? And I dare you to use compassion to the cause of standing in line.
Well, I dare to think of COVID and the stress and pain you feel. Take a look at your own life instead. Cooperate with the appeal.
Well, I dare you to take precaution and adhere to the COVID plan. And I dare you to check your temperature at the gate and wash your hands.
Well, I dare you to keep the distance. That's the hardest thing right now. Could I dare you just to practice? Together we can rise above.
Please stay safe. Stay safe. Stay alive. Stay alive. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Sanitize. Stay 6 feet. Stay 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Play your part. Play your part.
Have to enforce protocol to everyone to stick to the COVID plan. A school time to give a helping hand and cooperate and listen to the message, man. I dare you to take it personal, just make a change for once with a kind response. We still have to keep with distance outlined by the Ministry of Health and Education.
Yo, listen up everybody, this COVID thing is real.
You can't do it alone.
So you have to start think about how your brother feel.
Everybody come on board.
Please nobody try shake me hand or hook me up, just don't come near.
Even though 6 feet apart, you're in my heart.
Please stay safe. Stay alive. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear your mask.
number of years. It may not be as popular because many persons are used to the traditional way of doing business by physically going to outlets such as the bank to perform transactions. With the advancement of technology, banking is being done online. Things have changed, and I think it's time for you to do so as well. In order to make online banking attractive, it is important that we not only promote it, but ensure that it caters for most, if not all, the needs of the public. Many persons visit the bank just to make a deposit. Yes, deposit a check. We believe that that feature can be via the banking app. Let me walk you through that process. Take a picture of the signed check with your phone, then upload it to the banking app. Simple as that, right? Afterwards, app will be able to detect the different watermarks and imprint on the check, as well as having the UV light to scan the checks. In the public goes way beyond educating them. It also involves catering for them. Let me cater for you and encourage you to bank online. You stay there, join online.
Hi, good day. Greetings. My name is Donovan Hunter, interim principal of the Denhamton High School. Welcome. You may follow me as we do a virtual tour of the leadership development and renovations in this institution. The Denhamton High School has experienced several transformations since interim principal Mr. Kevin Jones took the reins of this institution. Transformations such as the change in the school's logo, transformations such as change in some of the infrastructural development of the school, transformations such as the very uniform of the students. Now, these changes have positively impacted us at the school. Other changes we have experienced here and are still basking in are one, changes in our lunch period. We only had one lunch break, but now there is a break and a designated lunch period for our students. Two, we had on our timetable, we had a 40-minute sessions. We had 40-minute sessions, but now we have reduced that to 35 minutes in order to accommodate our students with learning challenges. The changes never stop there. Our students in grades 7, 8, and 9 experience some shifting in their timetables. Where we had boys and girls in a co-educational setting, that was changed to have girls by themselves and boys by themselves. And we thank God for that, because we understand that girls learn differently from boys. We had a multiplicity of disciplinary issues, and so several intervention support was done and or implemented to change or try to alleviate the COVID-19 pandemic caught us off guard. And of such, we had to put measures in place. We closed March 13, 2020, and from the 17th of March until the latter part of May, we would have been out of touch with most of our students. But what we did with the limited resources that we had was to put certain things in place so that our students could be engaged. And so teachers were asked to send in the learning material, which were printed, copied, and packaged for our students. Our students and their parents would have come in to collect same. Another thing that could have caught us off guard was preparation for our CSEC and CAPE City and Guild students, but we were ready. We actually on June 8th opened up our doors and accommodated grade 11 to 13 students who were now able to prepare fully for their examinations. And as such, disaster risk management protocols were implemented. Temperature checks were done, names were recorded, and the sanitization process took place for every person entering our campus. I want to share with you though that although the COVID-19 pandemic was experienced by all, that did not dampen our spirits at the Denham Town High School. As you can see from this photo of some of our students and one of our teachers, we did not get the opportunity to do a graduation, a formal graduation. We had a wonderful picture taking day and handing over of certificates to CSEC and CAPE students. We at Denham Town High School continue to achieve success in many ways, and especially through our main stakeholders, our students. We would have had one of our students receiving a scholarship from the Buju Banton Foundation, Mr. Taji Bailey. We also had in recent times just completing CSEC, Talia Brown. She did 10 subjects, and out of the 10 she passed 9 subjects. Denham Town High School would have received much needed support from external stakeholders such as the Rotary Club of Downtown Kingston, who donated water tanks to our school. We also received scholarships from the Rotary Club to assist with students with CSEC and CAPE examination. Our qualified staff remains committed to transformational leadership and development. Our teachers have been engaged in online training with the Jamaica Teaching Council and other entities. Also, our administrative and ancillary staff have been engaging in internal professional development sessions. The Denham Town High School is committed to continued growth and development at all levels. Our motto, Semper Excelsis, the highest always. I thank you. Have a good day.
My name is Amor Card Brown, Master Teacher of Biology, Monroe College, Region 5. I am pleased to share with you our project-based learning symposium. For the past 6 years, we have been engaging our students through project-based learning to excite them in the area of science, particularly in the area of renewable energy, water security and conservation, that of infrastructural development. In 2014, we saw the development of several specimens made by students to demonstrate their understanding of renewable energy forms in live specimen. This enabled our students to connect the theoretical knowledge with world-based situation or real-world situations. So as you can see, students were engaged in a grand symposium each year. So this year we saw the student developing models for water purification. As you can see here, there is a well-structured apparatus developed by a group of students where they add water with several impurities, or what we would call dirty water, and they would put it in this container here, and it moves down by gravitational force to the next and so forth, and at the end the water, the clarity would have improved and also the purification. So they enjoy this day. It's a grand day at school where students have fun. It's about edutainment and real fun. We also open it to our parents to participate and to interact within the teaching and learning process. Right here we see our then Minister Samuda, interacting with some of my students, and this design here is that of a climate resilient bridge structure that is able to retract in case of increased amount of water on the road surface. Right there, it's a similar display here. This model is that one that has a sensor in the structure of the road, and so when the soil becomes saturated, it will pick that up and start to pull water from the soil and put it into storage. Very good. So they're a very creative design. Here is my principal, Mr. Smith, interacting with some of my students right there on the Science Expo. Mr. Brown, that's myself, and Mr. Smith, they're interacting. And we can see our students here showcasing their display right across. All right. This particular year, they focused on climate resilient buildings, and so we could see their demonstration right here. All right. Right here we also have the famous Trashy. That's a character and a bin in itself. When you step on this area of it, it will open the mouth and you throw in your garbage. So for that particular year, we were encouraging proper disposal of garbage. All right. This is also a filtration system being looked at here by our then minister. All right. I was also highlighted in the Jamaica Information Service newsletter, based on my work in project-based learning over the years. All right, so I'll take you to a video submitted by my students, Matthew Brown, as he demonstrates to us his work at home, working from home, demonstrating the whole principle of climate resilient within a practical setting, within the world setting, as students connect theory with practical.
Welcome everyone, I am Matthew Brownbar of Monroe College. My model house is a two-story dwelling that exhibits different features to withstand a Category 4 hurricane. A hurricane is a tropical cyclone that is formed by warm moist air masses and have wind speeds up to 119 kilometers per hour and can span over 483 kilometers. Before the construction of this house, there were two main factors I had to take into consideration. One, choosing a location that is not prone to flooding or landslides, as for compliance and approved by the Road and Works Department. Since the house is a rectangular shape, it is exposed to more wind pressure, therefore measures were factorized as a result of the design. Now let's take a look at the features of this model unit. This is a wooden platform that was placed on an elevated concrete foundation to reduce the risk of damage from flooding. The cedar posts used for support measured to be 4 by 4 inches and were firmly fixed in the concrete, which makes support more rigid and strong. The hip roof was the most suitable structure for this house. A 30-degree roof slope was used so that the uplift of the wind is balanced by its downward pressure. The hip roof is self-bracing and have no large flat or slab-sided ends to catch wind. Tacks were used to fasten the rafters directly to the load-bearing walls studs with hurricane straps to prevent roof uplift. Half-inch rafters were used to secure the felt, which was then covered by the fiberglass shingle on the exterior of the roof to prevent water from seeping through. Hurricane-resistant glass windows and doors were attached to the inner membrane of the house. The Ponynevel butteril holds the glass together in the event that the glass shatters. It maintains the window and door structure and prevents air pressure from being sucked out. Join me next year today for more information on making your home hurricane resilient. Stay dry, keep cool, and be safe.
We are really and truly a blessed nation with talented people. Let's turn now to our next focus school, Marcus Garvey Technical High School.
And Iona Jones. Welcome, how are you?
I am well. Thanks so much for having our school featured.
So, the name Marcus Garvey, first of all, speaks to a legendary school. I trust that it's the same where the teaching, learning process is concerned. Tell me some more about your school.
Our school started in 1971, originally the St. Anne's Bay Secondary School, and was renamed to the Marcus Garvey Secondary, now Marcus Garvey Technical High School. Our school really focuses on providing students with an opportunity to transition from their primary education into the world of work or future studies by allowing for them to be exposed to technical studies as well as what we would consider the traditional grammar school areas.
Wonderful. What innovation stands out most in Marcus Garvey Technical High School?
There are many. However, if I had to pick a founding one, I would say it is continuation of efforts across multiple leaders. And so work was started under the leadership of Mr. Leslie Riley, continuing under the leadership of Mrs. Monica McIntyre, Mr. Richard Williams, and now myself. And it's rare to sometimes have such a big vision be continued in that way by numerous leaders. And what we really wanted to do at Marcus Garvey is to anchor education and behavior management in learning. And we recognized that many of the children who were placed at our school really were not quite ready for secondary education, as evidenced by their academic performance leaving primary. And so for us, we take great pride in being creative and innovative, in meeting the children where they are, and in ensuring that value is added to the point where our students can leave high school taking up their rightful place as citizens in this country.
Absolutely brilliant. I know that your innovation is more of a curriculum base. Tell me about that, before COVID-19.
Well, we were on a really good path. We managed to use learning to modify behaviors. We were not having any suspensions as of January. We really zeroed in on getting the children to focus on one God, one aim, one destiny. We had defined what excellence was going to be. We had adjusted everything from how we move, how we enter, the uniform, all because we wanted to micromanage the habits and the culture. Then, when we thought everything was going really well and the children were going in the way that we wanted them to go, then we had Friday the 13th.
So that was the day of the shift. Tell me about that shift now where the curriculum from a physical standpoint has been moved to a virtual space. How did that affect the school? What kind of impact it had? What kind of implications? Tell me about that.
Like many persons watching this particular video, at any time you're watching it, March 13th, that dreaded Friday the 13th, we literally had to
Friday the 13th, it's kind of a scary day, you know. But tell me about the shift.
So we had to bury a paper-based school where we did not allow cell phones on campus any at all. We were not allowing the children to take smartphones into school. We weren't focused as much on integration of the technology. We really were zeroing in on perfecting the traditional form of education and behavior management and just getting the children wanting to learn. So the school died on Friday the 13th and had to rise 3 days later. Actually the 12th had to be resurrected 3 days later as an online platform. And so we had to rethink registration, we had to rethink orientation, rethink instruction, rethink accountability. And so what we did was that, as shown in the video presentation, we had to anchor all that we were doing on very simple areas because we didn't want to overwhelm anybody. So we had to get our students into their WhatsApp groups, which was the most common and effective way of communicating. We had to get our teachers trained in a very short period of time. We had to make sure that with persons working from, we have 119 teachers at the time, working in 119 different workspaces. How do we monitor the quality of instruction? How do we hold people accountable? And how do we get creative? And where curriculum was concerned, because again, we have such a wide range of abilities and a wide range of learning styles, how do we make WhatsApp work for a tactile learner? How do we teach you a skill using a voice note? How do we engage you to learn a skill in physical education and welding and plumbing using what was available? And so for us, we really anchored in our pathways, we anchored in teacher training, we wanted the children to own their learning and to get creative. So social media was huge for us. TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and we allow the children to pick one, pick all of them, and just try. So the children created a lot of the material that was there, and teachers really went above and beyond board to video themselves, share information with the students, do the practicals and have the children critique instead of the children doing the practicals and the teachers doing the critique. And so one of the key things that I want to share, just in terms of looking at our pathways, we have shown that it really doesn't matter where you start. There is a pathway for all of our students.
A pathway for all students. Every child can learn. Every child must learn. The Marcus Garvey Technical High School, located in St. Anne, Jamaica, was established in 1971. At present, it is the only technical high school in Region 3, which comprises St. Anne and Trelawney. The current enrollment is 1,714 students, supported by 109 teachers. Most students placed at the school are on pathways 2 and 3, which means they require academic support to be ready for high school or the next grade. The teachers at Marcus Garvey Technical believe strongly that every student can learn, just not on the same day or the same way. Since the dreaded Friday the 13th, the school has had to implement a number of programs to completely reform its operations. The first area is in registration. Marcus Garvey Technical High School has created a multi-dimensional online orientation survey that allows for the administrators to gather data on the students. Through the database, the school is able to track biodata for both students and parents. It is able to log health information, ICT, as well as socioeconomic data. The online registration process affords parents and students to complete the form from the comfort of their homes or wherever they have access to an internet connection. The school also tracks the literacy and numeracy levels for all incoming students, and this is done electronically. The orientation process has also been completely changed for the students. Videos were made and uploaded to the school's website as well as its social media pages. This allowed for students to interface with senior administrators as well as their form teachers, the guidance counselors, and the nurses, all from the comfort of their homes. The school, however, prides itself on curriculum innovation. To ensure that learning happened, it used a blended approach: project-based learning, online learning, as well as small face-to-face interventions and home visits where necessary. In the area of curriculum development, the school believes that there is a pathway for everyone. So it ensures that the students are able to seamlessly transition from pathway to pathway as they move from grades 7 to 9. There is intense collaboration between the literacy and numeracy teachers and all other teachers to ensure that content for every subject is delivered at the reading level of the students. At grades 10 and 11, students are exposed to a range of external examinations, from the Heart NCT VET exams through to the Skills Proficiency program offered by City and Guilds, as well as their mathematics and English examinations, or a range of CSEC exams are offered as well. At grades 12 and 13, students are able to blend their studies even more. Students can pursue an associate degree program, the traditional CAPE programs, the Heart NCT VET Level 2 programs, or blend all three. So a child may do the Heart Level 2 plumbing program while taking on CXC Math or English, and they can also take on a CAPE subject as well. The school boasts an intense accountability framework. So everything is tracked for everyone, and it starts with an initiative where they leave no man behind. So every teacher accounts for the presence and the learning of every child on the register. And at the click of a button, one can get information on student performance, academic performance, class codes, student contact, path, health data, or how many children are using what kind of device. All of this is working quite well, and at present the school is able to brag that at the CAPE level, no subject has had a pass rate of less than 75%. In fact, several subjects such as physical education and entrepreneurship boast 100% passes. Similarly, for the CSEC examinations. Well done, Marcus Garvey Technical.
And so because we had so much data from September, looking at what the children can do and what they can't do, what they're struggling with and what they're excited about, we were able to place children on pathways and be communicated. So the children knew the pathways were fluid. They also understood that they would be moving across the pathways, but their value didn't change, and it was a God thing. So we also then looked at having the children placed in a pathway, and we anchored all that we're doing on getting the children to know, even if you start with an average of less than 30, as we're seeing here, you can move. And if that didn't happen between grade 7 to 9 to get you all the way to pathway 1, then there would still be a place for you. So our students were able to register into their classes, register into that online. They knew that the Heart NCT, the curriculum was for everyone because we wanted to destigmatize skills training. So my students know you must do entrepreneurship. How we not raise a printer, you know?
Yes.
We want skilled personnel. We told them that technical is where academic now is in action. And so they began to understand, if I'm really good at this, then I go into a technical profession. And so Heart NCT VET curriculum is like, everyone is exposed to that. Then we partnered with City at Gills for the skills proficiency program that did not have a written exam. It was really very practical based. And the teachers got the children to do the practicals at home. Right. So you're cooking dinner, video. So they videoed, we graded them.
So that means that COVID-19 was basically a blessing.
It was. Everything that I wanted, I got.
Awesome.
I got laptops, I got additional internet service, I got teachers who were able to, in a very relaxed environment, be there for their kids and their families. We got smaller class sizes, we got kids that were able to demonstrate their learning in different ways. And of course, we have seen a 200% increase in our CXC passes for mathematics, over a 60% increase in language arts. We have seen for new subjects too, because we just started our post-secondary programs. We have 100% passes in all our CAPE areas that we just started for the first time. We actually have 100% output in our associate degree programs. We also have blended grade 12 programs where students who were doing Heart Level 2 were able to do both CXCs at the lower level that they may not have passed, like math and English, and pick up a CAPE or 2 subject as well, because everything is so blended at Marcus Garvey Technical High School. And this is all anchored in 190 professionals that tracked every one of 1,678 students and reported every day on which children were there and which ones were not. And here's what made it work for us. Our lower school teachers came to school and taught in small groups the students for CXC, CAPE, and their associate degrees, because we all went to the same college. And that is what made it work. So we no longer had CXC, teachers of CXC, and teachers of CAPE. We had teachers, and then we broke the children into small groups, and every one of the 119 came out and sat with children and worked with them intensely. So we have shifted our own thinking, our own internal culture, and we're not going to lose them. And we do know, Jamaican people have this thing to say, well, God bad a morning can't come good an evening. We don't believe that at Marcus Garvey. It doesn't matter where you start. Black excellence is real. We know we matter. We know that we can do this. And we know that it doesn't matter what the pathways are, there is a pathway for all of our students, and we can make it work.
So you heard it here. You heard it here in full. You heard it here first. Thank you very much for your time, and have an absolutely amazing day.
We still have amazing videos from across our nations. Let's take a look.
My name is Sulin Ward-Brown, Principal of Jamaica China Goodwill Infant School. The COVID-19 pandemic has truly affected us all. And who would have felt it most would have been our students who are out of school, who often depend on the love and care received from teachers, their fellow classmates, and their interactions with each other on a day-to-day basis. We are unable to meet in this way, and this has affected all of us. But in an effort to continue reaching our students, we tried a number of things. We started with WhatsApp calls, WhatsApp video calls, Zoom calls, and we found that a number of parents still had to go into work. And so some of the students would have missed out on classes due to the fact that their parents would have gone with the devices that they were able to use. And so we went back to the drawing board and decided to be a part of the Google Classroom, where our teachers have put together videos teaching the students the concepts that they need in order to complete given tasks. Because we do believe that just handing out activity sheets for 2 to 6 year olds would not be so suited, as these children need to be properly taught the concepts necessary in grasping what they need to grasp at this age. And so the teachers have gone beyond themselves, using their phones to record and edit videos, uploading them to the Google Classroom, where the parents are able to access these videos, teaching the content any time of day that they're available at their own convenience. And this will drastically improve the level of content delivery for our students. And so I have seen where the parents are really appreciative of this, and the numbers have gone up in terms of engagement of our students. Also, some of our parents were unaware of how to use these online platforms, and so we would have conducted online classes for parents, teaching them how to assist their children. We would have had video conference calls demonstrating how to create their email addresses for students and how to assist their child in uploading assignments. We still are having challenges in terms of reaching 100% of our population, because our engagement so far is still at about 60%, and that is definitely not what we want. So we have another 40% of students that are missing out, and so we are constantly thinking and trying to come up with a strategy that will not compromise the health of our students or our teachers. And so I want to commend the parents for the role that they are playing at this time. And together we will try to continue creating an atmosphere with which our students can feel loved, appreciated, and constantly engaged in learning. We want to make this country a better one, and we depend on everybody coming together at this time to assist each other in understanding and coping. Together we can. We can.
Good afternoon, my parents and students. I'm Reverend Claude Ellis, principal of the Pembroke Hall High School. And with me today are my vice principals, Mrs. Yvette Shields Green and Mr. Devon Inns. As you know, our country is going through a very difficult time because of the coronavirus. And as our country goes through this difficult time, our school, we have to adapt to what is happening so that our students can be educated during this time. As a result, there are some measures that we have put in place, and we want you to know what is happening and how you can help us to ensure that our students remain engaged during this time.
I'm Yvette Shields Green, Vice Principal, and I'm responsible for curriculum and academic success. I'm excited about learning, and I'm particularly excited because your child can continue the learning process even while at home. Now, our hard-working, dedicated teachers, they have been working on LMS, posting assignments, having discussion with the students. And I'm going to encourage you parents that you continue to engage the students by seeing to it that they're seated in a quiet place so that they can continue with the learning process. And so help us to continue in the process of learning as we allow these students to engage in technology, and particularly the use of LMS on RenWeb.
My name is Devon Inns, Vice Principal of Pembroke Hall High School with special responsibilities for operations and human resource. At the onset of the announcement of the closure of school due to COVID-19, Pembroke Hall High School immediately initiated its lockdown protocols. This included the entire sanitizing of the school. All classrooms, desks, chairs All grills, all computer, foods and industrial art labs were all sanitized. We want to say special thanks to our auxiliary workers or support staff who actually came in and helped us with this very important venture. We have moved to install soap dispensers in all bathrooms. We have also observed the protocol of hand sanitizing of all persons who enter our campus. We continue to reassure you that Pembroke Hall High School as of today is a COVID-19 free environment.
My parents, please know that we are working very hard to have the LMS fully ready and optimized in the shortest period of time, and we ask for your patience while we have this platform fully ready. We're also working to have live classes as soon as possible via the Google Classroom, and so it is vital that your child has an active Gmail account that is sent to us via the various means that we have already been sending out. I want you to know that together we will overcome this crisis. Please follow the bulletins issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and in all things, please be safe and God bless.
A global pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19, call it what you will, but for the education system, it has disrupted more than we were even prepared for. Parents, students, and teachers alike have now had to deal with the effects of the coronavirus. No schools, online learning, lack of internet, you name it. But here at Jesse Ripoll Primary School, we have come up with a very suitable idea to help our parents and students to navigate the education system that's now gone virtual. Stay tuned to find out more. We have all seen the newspaper articles, we've read the headlines, heard the radio broadcast, and watched the news. Schools are still virtual bound in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak. All the stakeholders in the education system have grappled with the how-to questions that still surrounds the topic. This student right here, have you ever been in his position? You have no idea how to navigate Zoom. You don't really know what a Google Drive is. You don't even know how to access all these online tools that your teachers are using. What about this lady right here? She definitely has no idea how to set up her Google Drive account. She has no idea what a Google Slide is, how to even log on, how to do anything. The online platform, what is it? Now, if you can relate to either the student or the parent, here's what you have to do. You are a student or parent of the Jesse Ripoll Primary School, here's what you get to do. We have an ICT hotline service. Yes, you heard me correctly. We have implemented a hotline service for all our parents and students to be able to email us, WhatsApp us, or call us anytime that they have an issue or an answer that they really need to be solved. We are here specifically to ensure that any information, any wealth of knowledge that you need in order to navigate this virtual system is readily provided to you. Motto, Ever to Excel, offers and provided us with the mandate that we needed to create this idea and implement this service that would allow our parents to feel even more empowered on the virtual system platform. And for our students, here at Jesse Ripoll Primary School, you know that we are here for you. So us doing this service was just able to help you to navigate the system because we know it's tough for you, it's tough for us. So we had to try our hardest to make it a little bit easier. We want our students and our parents to strive for excellence. The Jesse Ripoll Primary School ICT hotline services includes bi-weekly Zoom meetings and trainings for both parents and students. It also includes up to 12 hours of access to emails and teleconferences. Yes, that's right. You can call and get us for up to 12 hours. Most importantly, it also includes timely WhatsApp messages. We know that's definitely important and convenient for a lot of our parents. Now, the biggest part of this ICT service is the fact that we have an on-site technician to help you with all the physical needs that us teachers may not be able to help you with. Yes, I heard. It's also free. You don't have to worry about it. Once you're a parent at the Jessie Repole Primary School, you have round-the-clock access to our services. My team members and I are ready to help.
This message was brought to you by Jessie Repole Primary School, ever to excel.
We would like to welcome you all to Sydney Pagan STEM Academy, where we strive for excellence, love, industry, and morality. The theme for STEM Day 2019 was Cocoa Brushing, the benefits of coconut and breadfruit. All departments work together to provide wonderful displays, snacks, treats, information, and a wonderful and interesting fashion show to end off a beautiful STEM Day 2019. In the pictures, we can see where Science Department was in charge of making soaps, fragrant soaps, candles, tea bags using breadfruit leaf. The Agri Department also pitched in to make a wonderful display where they all came together to make a beautiful fish tanks for the fishes that we have got from various persons. As you can see, these are different displays of different schools who came to present their works as well. The Industrial Technology Department made the stand where breadfruit wine and cakes were presented. We can see here the various types of displays and information and products that the Science Department did make. So, candles, tea bags, and soaps. The vision of Sydney Pagan STEM Academy is to prepare students to become world leaders in their field. We have seen how STEM integration has impacted all departments in our school using From the Grass to Class project, where students use grass cut on our lawn to make paper for use at school. The cocoa brush is our way to stem the nutritional deficiency by using traditional produced coconut and breadfruit to make numerous value-added products. All of this was done by using a solar dehydrator. We were able to make gluten-free flour from breadfruit. Students then used flour to make punches, breadfruit wine, cakes, and pudding. STEM is the way to go for a sustainable future. The Visual Arts Department worked in collaboration with Information Technology to create brochures, flyers, logo, and recipe book for STEM Day 2019. Then, the Visual Arts Department took on the role of making the most wonderful and interesting fashion show. But before we get there, these are some images of when Sydney Pagan STEM Academy entered the World Skills Visual Merchandising in the year 2018, and these are just some images of what the students did at the exhibition. Miss A. Thomas and Ray Thompson came up with a brilliant idea to come together and use their skills to make Miss Cocoa Brushing. She will be representing Cocoa Brushing, the theme, benefits of coconut, and breadfruit. So they came up with a framework to make a skirt that advertised and give information on the benefits of cocoa nut and breadfruit. So this is the process of how they came together with other students to create Miss Coco Brushe, the mascot for STEM Day 2019. The process of making the skirts and the total outfit was very tedious because of the materials that were used. The concept behind the skirts are what the Victorian ladies used to wear in the 19th century. Although the process was tedious, we did accomplish our goal and we did achieve our Victorian female outfit for Coco Brushe STEM 2019. This was a great project and a collaboration with the students because you're able to see what the students are being taught in the visual arts subject and how they make use of their talents and skills. And Ray Thompson was an exceptional person in this project. Furthermore, Miss A. Thomas took the initiative to create a graphic design / logo of Coco Brushe STEM 2019 with a combination of coconuts and breadfruits, which she had replicated and in collaboration with the Clothing Lab to put on t-shirts and bags and much more. Again, at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy, we continue to strive for excellence, love, industry, and morality.
Thank God. Be sure to catch our videos on the FIT website. We are now going to our last focus school, Caribbean Maritime University. So we have been looking at a lot of amazing videos, a lot of amazing schools we have been examining throughout the day. And today we have this peculiar, amazing school, the CMU, Caribbean Maritime Institution. We're looking at this particular section of the school, which is the Center for Digital Innovation. I'm sure you're in for a treat. Let's watch this video.
Caribbean Maritime University cadets on display at Parade Square on the main campus at Palisadoes Park in the Jamaican capital, Kingston. The campus is now 6,000 plus strong, a far cry from the 30 students around when the governments of Norway and Jamaica set up the institution that would eventually become the CMU, the Jamaica Maritime Training Institute, back in 1980 at Norman Road in Kingston. At the time, the plan was simply to train enough Jamaicans to man the 5-ship fleet of the Jamaica Merchant Marine. Devron Newman is the Dean of the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, just one of several now at the CMU, and he was one of the first Jamaicans to be trained back in the 1980s.
I decided to join the Jamaica Maritime Training Institute at the time because the opportunity presented itself, and I saw this as an opportunity, something different from the traditional career paths that existed at the time.
The focus then was on short courses, just 3 months.
It was very interesting, it was very challenging, it was different, but I think what made it most interesting was that we didn't know a lot about what we were getting into. That's my intake, and as of such, we enjoyed all the challenges that were presented to us.
By 1984, the Norman Road location had become inadequate, and the main campus was moved to the current location, Palisadoes Park, on the shores of the Caribbean Sea, near Norman Manley International Airport. The partnership between Jamaica and Norway was strong.
The Norwegians were very professional in their daily duties. They were very organized, very disciplined, and they taught us quite a lot.
In the early 1990s, the Institute continued to expand. More programs were added, more staff recruited.
I joined the Caribbean Maritime University in 1990 as secretary to the principal, Rudolph Boy-Rist.
What was it at the time?
At the time, it was the Jamaica Maritime Training Institute.
By 1993, a name change. It was now the Jamaica Maritime Institute, JMI, and fully Jamaicanized. The first Jamaican executive director was appointed.
It was a small institution. It was headed by Commander Michael Rodriguez. The student body was also small in number as well as staff population.
In 2001, even more programs were added as the Institute expanded its focus and a new name underscored the change. It was now the Caribbean Maritime Institute, CMI. Then came the big change, university status in 2017. In just a matter of years, the organization had expanded rapidly from short certificate courses to diplomas, undergraduate degrees to doctoral degrees.
Those changes in terms of the status of the institution have given me a sense of pride in terms of where we're coming from. Knowing where we're coming from at Norman Road at a very small building which housed about 30 cadets at the time compared to what we are seeing today. That has been significant and it's very much appreciated. Being a university that is the ultimate in terms of the educational institutional status, and it has afforded the seafarers not only the option of getting a certificate of competence but also to be awarded with an undergraduate degree.
The Institute was training far more professionals than just seafarers, to include engineers, logisticians, welders, to name just a few. Several other faculties had been set up and centers of excellence, such as the FESTA Authorized and Certified Training Center and the Center for Digital Innovation and Advanced Manufacturing, CDIAM. Nicholas Kitchen is Technical Marketing Officer at the CDIAM, which boasts the largest collection of 3D printers in the region and is a center of excellence in areas such as additive manufacturing, augmented reality, and virtual reality. He was a student during the transition to university status.
Being a part of or being a university now gives you a greater sense of pride and a level of accomplishment which I can't even imagine. Now, for everybody is just so excited about the transition, everybody talks about it. We're now a university, we're now able to fully compete with the rest of the universities around the world. And for me, that is one of the greatest things.
It has been exciting, and it's really great to know that coming from a small project, which it was with the Norwegian and the Jamaican government, to standing on our own and owning ourselves as a university, it's really great to have been a part of that.
You have now seen that awesome video from CMU, but let's introduce one of the persons behind the video who would have been an impactor to this awesome initiative. Her name is Mrs. Erica Simmons, Director of the Center for Digital Innovation. Good afternoon, Ms. Simmons.
Afternoon.
All is well?
Yes, thank you.
So, 40 years as Senior Director in this space. 40 years. Yeah. It all on me too. Tell me about the Center for Digital Innovation.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say that I am extremely proud to be a part of the Caribbean Maritime University. 2020 is one of those years, I suppose. It's a freak year, but it's also a year where the Caribbean Maritime University celebrated its 40th anniversary, as you just saw on the video, and just a lot of pride in the development of the university over the last 40 years. I think the initiative that had the government of Norway and the government of Jamaica coming together to form probably about 20 or 30 of these schools, we're the last man standing out of that initiative that was started 40 years ago. So we have a lot of pride with the university. And to see its development over all of these years is just very, very good. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Absolutely amazing. So I saw in the video some programs. Tell us about the programs at CMU.
So CMU's programs, as you saw in the video, started out with having mariners and longshoremen and people that were working in the maritime industry. And as you saw, the initiative was that we just didn't have enough talent to go out and work in those industries. And so this was a collaboration between the government of Norway and the government of Jamaica to create those people that could work in industry. So back then, we were just giving certificate for people that attended the university, the institute. Today, we have a variety of degree programs, from certificates to 2-year to 4-year degree, master's degrees, and PhDs. We also have a variety of programs across different industry sectors. Of course, marine and nautical studies is an important faculty that we have here at CMU. We train a lot of seafarers, from people that are doing logistical tasks all the way up to engineers that are fixing ships and driving tankers and amazing ships all across the world. So marine and nautical studies, that is the baseline of our university. We're very proud of that. It's actually what makes us very unique. From there, we grew into supply chain management and logistics, moving ships around, moving packages around. We have degrees in customs, freight forwarding, and immigration now. So you could actually come and get 1 degree and have all 3 of those skill sets. So you could work in any one of those segments. We have hospitality degrees. We have cruise tourism, port management degrees. And we have started to introduce our industrial automation and engineering degrees just about 2 years ago. We also have a cybersecurity and a security Center for Security and Counterterrorism and Non-Proliferation of Weapons, and you can come and get a degree in security studies. So we are now just a very multifaceted university. And we're also looking at how we're going to transform ourselves for the future, right? We know online is going to be something that is going to be the norm. So we're looking at how we're going to continue on with our online learning, but we know some of the things that we do at our university is very practical and hands-on. So we're looking at how we're going to bring people back into the laboratories, how we're going to space out those classes so people can definitely come and get hands-on training.
Those are amazing. That's a mouthful. It's a lot of information. And being in a position that you are in, how is that for you? Seeing that COVID-19 and educational system, how is it affecting CMU?
So it's a very interesting place to be during times of disruption. And I'm talking about our industry. Our education industry is being disrupted. It was forecasted actually a long time ago to happen, this disruption. It's pretty much happening across all industries. That's what the 4th Industrial Revolution is bringing: disruption, change, digital transformation. But I have to say that the education sector, we were probably caught off guard a little bit. Because I don't think that we were as prepared to sort of step into online learning the way that we should have been. Being in the education sector, you think we would be prepared. Nonetheless, I think this is a tremendous opportunity. Not COVID for anything that it's doing to destroy lives or bring illness for anyone. We are certainly sad to see any of that happen. But in terms of transformation of our nation, in terms of transformation of Jamaica, this is a tremendous opportunity, right, to be able to be here at this time, to leverage this transformation. And all I see for us here in Jamaica in terms of our education sector and our youth is upside. I see a world of possibilities. The teachers, oh my gosh, I talk a lot about the teachers.
Yes.
I talk about the teachers being, you're the human engineers. You're not just teachers, you are working with an asset. You have a human, and it is your job to develop it and develop it so that it can deliver and produce on behalf of our nation, right? So this job that we have as teachers will also go through a transformation, and we just all have to be ready for what that change is going to be, and that the goodness that's going to come out of that change. So for me, although COVID has a downside, we have to now seize the day and to be able to capture everything that we can. Because really the playing field has somewhat been leveled now, equalized. Everybody is going to school. Everybody's in the same situation. So we're now equalized. How do we then take what we've got, and you know how we are as Jamaicans, we take our little stuff, take what we have now and really, really produce out of what we have.
So we use our hands to make fashion, yes?
Use our hands to make fashion.
And on that note, I know that CMU is known for its creativity, and we're experiencing COVID-19, and you are making masks. So let's...
Get to print on demand their personal protective equipment. We don't need to order overseas. We don't need a middleman, right, inside of this product. You can have your own manufacturing, mini manufacturing factory on site at the hospitals to make whatever types of things you need. This personal protective equipment, which is pretty important right now in COVID, is one of those items that can be easily made at a hospital.
So let's go and see what's happening. Let's see what's happening.
Okay.
So I want you to walk me through what CMU is now doing to play their little part in the COVID-19 experience.
So you just got through watching the video of us. So when COVID happened, we were all afraid. We all went home for the month or whatever, and we were all biting our fingernails, like, we don't know what we're gonna do. But after the month was over, our team got together, we got together and we said, what can we do? Come on. We've had this innovation center here for a couple years, and we know all about 3D printing. There was all this news about how 3D printing was stepping in to contribute to personal protective equipment during COVID. And we said, hey, we want to do it. We've got an expertise. So we went to saying that we're going to try to make some personal protective equipment. Our very first step is to start with computer-aided design and to kind of find some prototypes. So we've actually looked at about 4 to 6 different prototypes of what a face shield could look like before we got to our unit. So here is one of our first prototypes. And this part is 3D printed. The face shield is actually made out of 3 parts. We have this printed part, which is printed in the 3D printer.
Yes.
We have a piece of plastic. This happens to be boat plastic. And we also have a stabilizer, which we've 3D printed as well, which will hold our plastic in shape. Now, I wanted to kind of show you how we have improved the design over the first design. So, all these face shields were online, and we went online in the open source community and found a design and pulled it down, and this is kind of what it looked like. So it had a hole right here, and it had these elbows on it. So the face shield would go like this, with the plastic piece in the front. So we took this to the Ministry of Health, and we said, we have a nice face shield. I want you to look at it and tell me what you think, right? So of course, being the experts that they are, took a look at this and said, we don't like this hole that you have in here because we think that is a vulnerable point for viruses and bacteria to get caught.
Yes.
So we want you to close that hole up. We also want you to look at comfortability of this. If someone has to wear it for a long time, what's the ergonomics of this? So we took a shot at that. So after we got the feedback, we went back to the drawing board, went back to the CAD application, and started to imagine, started to come up with some different ideas.
Okay.
And let me show you what we ended up with. So this is what we ended up with, so you can see the difference from here to here, right? What do you see? What do you see as changes?
Well, there's no more gaps.
Okay.
It's shorter, and
Yeah.
we have something more comfortable.
Okay, very good. Okay, so what we found out very first on this rubber piece, this material is somewhat expensive, this plastic material, right? This rubber material is way cheaper. So why would we use the more expensive material when we can use the cheaper material? So then the engineers went back. We're going to use this elastic material. I don't need all of this anymore. So I'm going to take these ears down. I'm going to take them off. Redesign, take that off. Okay? So when I take my ears off, I have to figure out how am I going to attach this in here, right? How am I going to attach it? So this little piece had to be designed. We had to figure out how we're going to loop this in.
For it to hold, yes?
Hold it in. And what we did is we went to some other masks and things like that and got inspiration, because we don't have to start from scratch. We just have to get inspiration and build on it. So then we got this. So now we could loop our rubber band through it. So we're good. We fixed this portion of it. We feel comfortable with that. Now we want to assemble. So we print. So we would have printed this in the printer, just like that.
Yes.
We would have taken it over here. Now I want you to assemble
So,
with
hold on. So all of this was created by this machine.
it. Sure was.
And it does incredible work.
This is a 3D printer. It's a desktop 3D printer. And what we essentially have is a factory at our fingertips.
Definitely.
Because once we have the CAD design, and remember CAD is the precursor, technical drawing is the precursor of CAD. So if you're teaching technical drawing, kids are learning technical drawing, keep up, and we need to actually transform the T-square and bring it into software, into a digital environment. Once we have the drawing in CAD, then we can manipulate it, right? I can change it, I can close this hole up,
yes.
I can do all of these things, and then I take the drawing, I put it on a jump drive,
Yes.
right? Once I take it into some other software, it's going to create mathematical code for me, right? Because all manufacturing is done with mathematical code. It's called G-code. So I have to take the drawing and turn it into math, ones and zeros, right? I have to tell this printer how to make it, and it only understands code, G-code.
Okay.
So once I put it in here, the printer knows where to orient itself. It knows where it is in XYZ Cartesian coordinated space and time,
Yes.
and it can make that.
Awesome. What about this one mass takes to be made from this machine?
Okay, so 3D printing right now is not about speed, right?
Perfection.
It's about being able to produce a product, a prototype or a product locally, right? What if you wanted to make a mask like this and I didn't have a 3D printer? I would have to send it to China, and of course they would have to make this for me, then it would have to be shipped.
Yes.
So just like, for example, if we wanted to get this made and we didn't have a 3D printer, we would have to get someone to do our drawing for us, because the drawing is compulsory, we have to have that. And then we would have to go to China and get someone to make it for us.
And then ship it back.
And ship it back. How long do you think that'll take?
But we appreciate 3D.
Okay, would you rather wait a couple hours? What if I told you that the mask took 3 hours to make.
It's better than 3 weeks.
Better than 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's really about having the ability to make the prototype locally and have it here versus speed. So it's about mass customization of products, not mass marketing. If you want to do mass products like millions of things, go to China. If you want to do one of 100, one of 200, one of 500 of something very unique, this would be a great option for you.
Absolutely.
Okay? So we're going to make a mask and we're going to put it on because we're in COVID and we have to have double protection. Everybody's wearing a mask right like this now, right? The ultimate protection in COVID is going to be double protection, face shield and mask being worn at the same time. So let's make our face shield. Okay, so we're going to take one of these. Okay. We have to put this on the front. So take your plastic. We're going to put this on the front. And you can see we have little tabs.
Matter of fact, the plastic is very thick.
It's very thick because what if you're outside and you're in wind? We wanted to make sure it had some thickness to it. Okay, so let's start from the left. Let's start from this side. Start from any side, but one side. We're going to pin. We have holes. There are holes in this. So we're going to clip this on. 1. How you doing over there?
I'm good.
All right.
31.
2. Oh, you beat me.
Yeah.
3. Okay. But, you know, this isn't good by itself. It's not stable. It doesn't seem to have strength to it for some reason. So I'm going to put a stabilizer on it.
All right.
Let's clip our stabilizer down. We're going to follow the same process, right? We're going to clip 1. Okay.
And you have to clip it.
Got to do it tight because we kind of did it tight so it'll stay on. Just push and pull. Push and pull.
But it's well tight, yeah. This is
okay, yeah, because it has to be well tight. Okay, now we can put it on, right?
And it's comfortable.
And it's comfortable. And remember, you know, they have these sides. We can make it tight if we want to, right? Right? And the ultimate protection against COVID is going to be double protection.
Yes.
So I'm going to put my mask on as well.
Double protection.
Double protection.
And these they don't damage easily.
They don't damage easily. They're cleanable, so you can put cleaning solution on here. We started to make these in April of 2020, and we've sold over 800 of these locally to local businesses and professionals and people.
That's amazing.
And we're very proud because it shows that we can make these things. We have this capability locally here in Jamaica. We have the talent, the technology is available to us. And you can come and learn all about 3D printing and industrial automation and all of these amazing technologies at the Caribbean Maritime University.
Awesome. So how do one enroll at Maritime?
That's great. We're looking for a few good men and women to come to the university to take on things like 3D printing and industrial automation and logistics and supply chain management. The easiest way for you to come to CMU is to go to the website www.cmu.edu.jm. Across the top there will be an admissions tab. You can click that tab and select apply. Also on the website there is information about all the programs that we offer, all the degree programs, all the way from our certificates up to our PhD programs.
Awesome. A very dynamic presentation, a dynamic institution. CMU. You heard where to find them, so please make your way if you want to be a part of this innovative movement. You heard from Erica Simmons. Thank you very much for your time and stay safe.
Let's put our masks on.
Yes,
Yeah.
stay safe out there. Thank you very much. We are now at the end, unfortunately. It has been an absolutely amazing day, but we're not finished. Be sure to catch us at 6 o'clock this evening to 8 o'clock for day 1, session 3. We want to thank you all for taking the time out of a busy schedule to be here. FIT appreciates the time that you have taken to be here today. Your company was well needed and appreciated. A lot more to come. Stay tuned to our website. Thank you.